Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Despite having one of the worst offenses in the entire country, Iowa still managed to finish the season at 8-5 with a shutout victory over Kentucky in their bowl game. The Hawkeyes come in at number 22 in our way too early top 25, and today we're going to be previewing Iowa's schedule for this upcoming college football season. Can the Hawkeyes contend again for a Big Ten West title? Will their offense be any better? And what are some of the key games to watch out for in this upcoming season that really could define their season and determine whether the Hawkeyes are for real or not? Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad that, of course, you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, guys. We have so much exclusive content there for you to help you get through this offseason because, again, here at the Gridiron Expert, college football never dies. Never dies. It never ends. We're talking it. We're producing videos. We're doing everything college football 24/7, 365, and we want you to be a part of it and be a part of our GE Nation. So give it a look down in the description below, and of course hit that subscribe button and make sure to click on that bell so you don't miss any of the content we have going forward. We have a lot of schedule previews left. We've got predictions coming out in a few months. This is some content you do not want to miss. So you take a look at Iowa, guys. Again, 8-5 last year, still won a bowl game with practically no offense whatsoever. They're hoping that'll change in 2023, especially with the addition of Cade McNamara transferring in at quarterback from Michigan. A huge boost offensively, especially over a guy like Spencer Petras, who was just downright terrible at quarterback. I mean, there's no other way to swing that. So Cade McNamara in at quarterback, hoping to give the offense a boost. The defense does lose quite a bit, but still should be relatively solid with a projected 6 starters back on that side of the ball. They're projecting about 8 starters back on offense, not including McNamara. So this is an Iowa team that could contend for the Big Ten West, and once again, what will be a wide open division. I feel like we've been saying that for about the last 5 years, but once again, it holds true. You take a look at Iowa's schedule heading into this season. It's really not terrible. It's not horrible. They unfortunately draw Penn State out of the East. They do avoid Ohio State. They do avoid Michigan, so that's beneficial. But Penn State's going to be a top 10 team to start the year. They're going to be very tough. They do have to play that game in Happy Valley. We'll touch on that in a second. They open the year against Utah State, on the road to Iowa State, back home against Western Michigan. Many would think they'll go at least 2-1 in that stretch, maybe 3-0. The only trip up could be at Iowa State in Ames. Obviously, a very competitive game between the Cyclones and the Hawkeyes. They lost 10-7. Iowa did. They lost 10-7 to Iowa State last year, an Iowa State team that really struggled with the loss of guys like Brock Purdy and Breece Hall and guys like that. So now on the road at Ames with another year under their belt with this young team, Iowa State could give Iowa a tougher fight, but again, it's a non-conference game. It doesn't hurt them either way in terms of their quest to win the Big Ten West. But a tough non-conference game in week 2 at Iowa State. The key stretch for Iowa, and whether or not the Hawkeyes could contend for a Big Ten title, whether or not Iowa really is legit, it's right off the bat. It comes from September 23rd to October 14th, a 4-game stretch there that's absolutely brutal and really will show what Iowa's made of. At Penn State, back-to-back home games against Michigan State and Purdue, and then on the road at Wisconsin, now led by Luke Fickell, and a brand-new Wisconsin team that's going to be throwing the ball a lot more with a guy like Tanner Mordecai, who has one of the best running backs in the country, and Braylon Allen, and always a defense that seems to be able to match Iowa step for step. Those 4 games are crucial for the Hawkeyes. The road game in Happy Valley, it's very, very tough. Such a difficult place to play. And it's the Penn State team that last year won the Rose Bowl with a relatively young team, all things considered. Yes, they lose Sean Clifford and guys like that, but this is still a Penn State team that should be top 10 to start the year and could be a Big Ten favorite to start the year as well. And Iowa has to go on the road to face them. Not ideal, but not impossible. Michigan State, Purdue, back-to-back home games, beneficial. Michigan State was a major disappointment last year under Mel Tucker. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to bounce back or if they're still going to kind of be mediocre. We knew they were going to take a major step back after winning the Peach Bowl in 2021. Will they improve in 2023 or will they stay about the same? Iowa does benefit having that game at Kinnick Stadium, which, as we all know, is one of the toughest places to play in the country. They take on Purdue, who they beat 24-3 last year, a Purdue team that demolished Iowa last time they met at Kinnick. Iowa got their revenge against the Boilermakers in West Lafayette. Purdue now loses their star quarterback in Aiden O'Connell. They've got a new head coach in Ryan Walters coming in as defensive coordinator from Illinois. So back at Kinnick Stadium, many would probably lean Iowa in that game. You don't really know what to expect from Purdue right now with so many key losses and key changes. And then the road game at Wisconsin, as we mentioned, Iowa beat the Badgers 24-10 last year. Beat them by 14. Now it's in Madison. New look Wisconsin team. This game on October 14th could maybe decide who wins the Big Ten West. I think many would probably believe that Iowa and Wisconsin are the top two teams in the West Division, and the winner of this game could very well win it. Obviously, last year, Purdue ended up winning the Big Ten West, and Purdue lost to Wisconsin, and Iowa still managed to find a way to win it. So you never know. It's wild west, literally. But this will be huge in determining who can help themselves in those standings. And the game is in Madison with Luke Fickell and that revamped Wisconsin offense. So something to keep an eye on there. But those four games are key, guys. At Penn State, at Wisconsin, brutal games at the bookends of that stretch. And you've got Michigan State and Purdue in there, which seem to be a little bit more winnable. That determines it. If Iowa finds a way to go 3-1 in that stretch, watch out. The Hawkeyes are for real. They find a way to go 3-1 or 4-0 in that stretch, you better watch out. Because after that, the schedule gets really favorable. Minnesota won't be easy, but Iowa really has Minnesota's number right now. They went on the road and beat the Golden Gophers by 13-10 last year, ruined Minnesota's hopes of maybe winning the Big Ten West. It's just something about it. They've won like 8 straight over the Golden Gophers now. Minnesota just can't seem to break that Iowa curse, and they get to host the game in Kinnick now. Huge benefit for Kirk Ferentz and his team. They get a late bye week. They have to play 8 straight games before the bye week, which would be the only concern that Wisconsin-Minnesota game is if Iowa's getting run down. But let's say they aren't. Bye week there. Final 4 games in the month of November, super favorable. At Northwestern, Iowa won by 20 last year. Actually dropped 33 points on the Wildcats, who are one of the worst teams in the country. They get Rutgers, who's improving under Greg Schiano, but Iowa on the road in Piscataway still won by 17. Can't help but wonder if Rutgers would have enough offensively, especially to come in and win in Kinnick. And then Illinois on senior night, they lost to the Fighting Illini 9-6, but Illinois now going to be without Chase Brown at running back. A lot of key new pieces on both sides of the ball. They lose Ryan Walters. What will Brett Bielema be able to do? Great year for the Fighting Illini last year. Will they be able to win it, be successful again, contend for the West again? They should be a bowl team, but are we talking 6-win bowl team? 8 or 9-win bowl team? That's the question here. But it is senior night at Kinnick Stadium. Iowa lost only by 3 on the road. And then on the road at Nebraska, they did fall to the Cornhuskers 24-17 last year. Bad Nebraska team. They found a way to win. Now they've got Matt Rule. They're adding an influx of transfers. A lot of excitement right now in Lincoln. Be interested to see what the Cornhuskers can do in 2023. And it is going to be on senior night, the day after Thanksgiving. So watch out for that game. It's kind of the biggest trap game on Iowa's schedule, I think, especially if they're in the hunt for the Big Ten West. If they are in contention to win the division, maybe in the playoff, who knows, and they go on the road to Nebraska, that is a major trap game and a rivalry game in a very hostile environment where I could see Nebraska pulling off that win and ruining any hopes of Iowa had of a really, truly successful season. But overall, guys, it's not the worst schedule in the world. The cross divisions could have been a little bit harsher. They draw Penn State, they draw Michigan State, and they draw Rutgers out of the East. So it really could have been worse. They could have drawn Ohio State or Michigan, other than the Michigan State and Rutgers. So not too bad for the Hawkeyes. But what do you guys think? Will Iowa contend for a Big Ten West crown? How big of a difference will Cade McNamara make with this offense? We want to hear your thoughts on the Hawkeyes as we get ready for this 2023 season. So once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, guys. We have a lot of exclusive content over there to help you get through this offseason because, again, here at the Gridiron Expert, football never dies. It never ends. Non-stop content, 24/7, 365. All the more reason to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any of the content we have for you going forward. Check it out. Become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.